Hi everyone. I just wanted to take today just to talk through the cover letter. I think its importance is going to continue to increase as we do see more job seekers in the market. And typically, as a recruiter, I can give you my 2 cents and my experience with cover letters and what I've seen. Um, Typically, when I've been recruiting, if they are a referral or if I have hunted them, I typically don't check cover letters, but if they are direct applicants, I did periodically check cover letters. I didn't always. I usually went off the strength of the resume. But if I was in a situation where I had a lot of applicants and I saw some resumes and I was feeling like a little bit borderline, will I move forward? Will I not move forward? Then I went to the cover letter. So the cover letter can be really, really important, especially if you think you're going to be in a pool of a lot of applicants. And you really want something to stand out a little bit more. Your cover letter can be a tiebreaker. Um, and that's what I used them for mostly was as a tiebreaker. And I'll also say that like I have seen cover letters make or break applications. So not only have they been used as a tiebreaker, but I did have an experience where another recruiter I was working with had a candidate. They soared and sailed through the interview process. And then it was at the very end of the process, or going into one of the final interviews with the hiring manager, that the hiring manager read the person's cover letter. It was full of curse words, and it was basically talking badly about recruiting processes and the whole point of interviews. And I think they were just testing to see if it was being read in the first place. That did not go well. And that offer ultimately ended up being rescinded. So, they will get read, if not by recruiting, then hiring managers for sure, because they'll want to know what your motivation is. And that's really the purpose of the cover letter. It's not a restatement of your experience. It's your motivation for why you want that role or why you want to be part of that company. So do not underestimate them, especially if you're going to be an applicant. If you don't have someone to refer you in, or you don't have a recruiter who's hit you up and you were applying for a job, you cannot underestimate the cover letter. So some things I would say about the cover letter: yes, you can have a template, but if you're going to use a template, be very, 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 very careful. I have seen it time and time again where I've been in that situation where I'm looking at multiple resumes and I'm trying to decide, will I move forward or will I not? I look at the cover letter, it's clearly a template, they have the wrong company name, and I'm like, nope, that's just done it for me. I'm not moving forward. And maybe that person was brilliant, and maybe we missed out on someone great, but they didn't play the game. So there's a little bit of playing the game here when it comes to cover letters. So with your cover letters, make sure you're speaking to why you are a good fit for that company or that role, and why that company in particular is interesting to you. Try and stay away from templates. If you are going to use templates, make sure you're modifying a full sentence or two at least. And cover letters do not need to be long. They can be 2 to 3 paragraphs, and paragraphs can be 2 to 3 lines long. So it doesn't have to be extensive. That actually, in everything recruiting related, if it's shorter and sweet and it gets the point across and it's concise, and that's better, because it makes the recruiter's job easier, it makes the interviewer's job easier, and it makes the hiring manager's job easier too, in terms of reading why we're talking to you in the first place. So keep it specific, keep it concise, talk about your motivation, be very wary of templates, and make sure, if you are using templates, that you are doing it appropriately. Like I said, cover letters are going to be more important now than ever, particularly if you are not referred and you are not being contacted by a recruiter. So make sure you're keeping your cover letter game as top class as your resume game. And that's basically it on cover letters. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below or shoot me an email. And as always, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe down below. And then if you want to take part in the conversation, we do have a Facebook community where I'm sharing regularly about resume interviews, tips and tricks, and even some little fun memes here or there just to keep spirits up. So yeah, feel free to get involved, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care. Bye.